My name's Andrew Emmott. I'm a senior manager working in the nuts department of Twin and Twin Trading. Twin has been involved in aflatoxin risk management for some time. We initially came across aflatoxin when we were working with peanuts in projects in Eritrea and Gambia back in the 1990s. And at that point, the Twin board reflected and wanted to see whether it was a crop that we should be trading with, given the risks that it poses. And from about 2000, we did a review of how to trade with smallholders, who was working with smallholder peanut producers in Africa, and where we should start to work. So we initially started working in southern Africa, in Malawi and Mozambique and Zambia. Twin's approach to working with smallholder farmers is development through trade. So historically we've developed companies in Europe and traded value-added product into the market. And by trading products such as peanuts, we have learnt, and the farmers that we work with have learnt about the barriers to trade. And that has helped us identify where the key constraints are to managing aflatoxin, where investment is needed, both in terms of training, infrastructure development, and the work helps us deal with issues to do with quality, identify where the critical controls are in the supply chain, and through our work we're gradually working closer and closer to the farmer, further and further upstream. Historically we viewed the biggest risk that aflatoxin posed was as a barrier to trade. So Africa used to be the major exporter of peanuts into Europe and into the global export market. It exported 90% in the 90s and 70s. That's fallen to less than 5% in about 2005. So countries like Malawi, who used to export something like 40,000 tons per annum to Europe, had that export decimated. The exports into Europe, it's now dominated by countries like China, Argentina and the US. And for Africa to re-enter those markets, they do need to overcome the investment requirement to enter markets with very tight standards. So the biggest risk for developing a smallholder value chain is being able to secure the right type of investment. At the moment we're working in Malawi with a DFID project, GPAF, and what we're doing is we're looking at the role of women groundnut farmers. Groundnuts are considered to be a women's crop, partly because it's a food security crop. It's high in protein and very nutritious. And what we're trying to do is to understand the impact that changing the buying system, changing technologies such as mechanical shelling, what impact that might have on the role of women farmers. We work throughout the value chain, so our role is to try and develop new supply chains, to try and work with actors within the value chain who are keen to get smallholder produce to market. We work with smallholder farmer organisations, cooperatives, and through them we work directly with farmers. And our aim is to work with networks, so we can't do it all ourselves, and so we look to find partnerships. And this is the case in Malawi, where we have been working with NASFAM, a National Smallholder Farmer Association in Malawi, and through them working with the likes of ICRISAT, and then also the donor community, so working with USAID, with DFID in Malawi, and more recently working with Malawi government with a Malawi Partnership for Aflatoxin Control.